Hello, welcome to another Burgundy with Tweedy video. I hope the sound quality is at least vaguely okay, and I don't think the horizon's straight, is it? Oh well, this is the price you have to pay for this, for me, lovely scenic location. At the moment you're just seeing a talking head with some rocks behind. I'm sat on the beach, somewhere near Winchelsea, near Rye, on the Sussex coast. Been out for the day doing a Tweedy Outdoors exploration of the area. Yet more wine from Gavignet. This is probably the penultimate one from that batch that I will be featuring, so we will eventually be moving on to something different. And this is one of the Hautes Nuits. This is from 2022. I had already tried the other vineyard that is currently available. That was Dame Huguette, that I can't pronounce. And this one is Clos de l'Hermitage, which is a little bit easier. I'm probably still butchering it. I don't think this is too far from Nuits Saint-Georges, which is where Philippe Gavignet is based. They've been pretty good in the past. I've been mulling over the other 2022 that I'd had, the Dame Huguette. I almost wonder if that might have had a very subtle fault. It had this very slight, almost like fizz to it, which was a bit weird. So it'll be interesting to try this one as well, see if that was just a one-off. I have more bottles of the other one as well. Possibly a composite cork. Feels a little bit tight compared to the usual ones. Okay, it's coming out. We're okay. Yeah, it's a composite. It's a Diam 5. Fair enough. I don't know if composite's the correct term there for Diam corks. Technical cork. They are still made of cork. I probably say this every time, don't I? But they're a bit more sophisticated somehow, less likely to result in wine faults. So it's not a bad thing. I don't think I disapprove of Diam corks, but not quite so traditional for Burgundy. However, nobody really wants wine faults, do they? And you can still get them out with a set of wine prongs. Okay. That looks slightly on the darker side, doesn't it? What do you think? I've got a very, very bright sun just off that side of the camera. That may be affecting my ability to judge this. We've got something white we can show that against. Yeah, I would say that looks reasonably dark. Oh, I've given it a swirl there without thinking about it. It was only a small one. Maybe it doesn't count. First note there, I would say a little bit sort of hedgerowy. We might be talking about blackberries. That is, I think of blackberries as a hedgerow fruit. A bit of blackberry, maybe a bit of something more like raspberry. We could be talking about loganberries here. There might be something like cherry as well, but when I start thinking of hedgerows, I also think of things like rosehip. Yeah, okay, let's see how that changes with a bit of swirling. Yeah, again, I'm inclined towards blackberry there, I think. I don't know if it makes it harder to nose wine with a fairly significant breeze. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying here, and the sound isn't an absolute disaster. My nose has been running a bit just simply because it's windy and a little bit cold, so perhaps I'm not nosing that at its best, but I think we're talking something blackberry-ish. Well, first of all, definitely doesn't have that weird slight almost fizziness of that other 2022, the Dame Huguette. I think that might have been a subtle bottle fault. Decent amount of sort of richness to it. You always have to remember the Hautes Nuits is 400 metres, and I probably say this every time, it's a cooler part of Burgundy being higher up. So I tend to expect paler, lighter wines. But that's got a decent amount of seriousness and richness to it, considering. Fruit character wise, I think the blackberry might almost be merging into black cherry there. On the palate it feels slightly different. I think again dark fruit, but I think there is a sort of cherry-like character and almost hints of sort of chocolatey, Black Forest gâteau-y, that sort of thing. There is a slight grain to this, which is interesting. I think it's a tannic sensation. Very slight sort of, almost like tiny sensation of some kind of sediment. But I think it is probably just tannin. And again, it's got a nice level of richness and seriousness to it. And ripeness, pretty decent big fruit, I think, but tempered slightly with that tannic, I think it's tannic dryness. Getting an interesting mixture there. But I think I'm enjoying it. I do think that's actually pretty good. I suspect it might improve with another year or two. 2022 is still pretty young, isn't it? But if it has a Diam 5 cork in it suggests to me Philippe Gavignet is only prepared to pay for a cork that is guaranteed for 5 years. Doesn't give the sense to me of a wine that is intended to be significantly aged. 5 years, yes, but 10 years, perhaps not. I think I'm getting slight hints of spice now as well. That's following on from that slightly tannic sensation. Could be things like licorice, tobacco. Yeah, possibly more slightly spice. And yeah, I think the fruit character is evolving definitely beyond the blackberry. I think we're getting into more like black cherry. That is pretty nice, actually. I will probably be sat here a while, so I'll probably be able to see how this evolves, but I might be busy with, if I do get around to doing any cooking, I might be busy doing that, so I don't know if I'll actually come up with any further tasting notes, but hopefully you've actually been able to hear some of that. We've had all these waves crashing over there and the wind blowing, but that is pretty nice. Happy with that. Good. Right, well, I'll stop talking for now. May come back to you if I have any further thoughts.